Okay, one of the big questions that I've got that comes up is people are actually considering going to a place like Florida that doesn't have a state income tax, and that's some pretty good thinking, because it will eliminate your state income tax. What it won't do is it won't eliminate the federal tax. Now, if you go to a place, if you're going to move to Florida, why not just go to St. Kitts? It's not that much further, and you don't even have to relinquish your U.S. citizenship. Just qualify for the foreign overseas exclusion, and you and your wife both, with the way that the taxes are now with the foreign overseas exclusion, is $112,000 that you can actually have an exclusion on the husband, and $112,000 on the wife, which is $224,000 total. So you can make up to $224,000 if you qualify for the foreign overseas exclusion, and not have to pay a dime in income taxes on that. And that doesn't include, remember, Social Security. Social Security is around 15%. And if you set up a foreign corporation and you're living and you qualify for the foreign overseas exclusion, you can the foreign corporation doesn't have to pay Social Security. So you're looking at not only exempting the 15% from Social Security, but also the amount that you would have in a federal tax if you move to Florida, which is up to $224,000 US dollars. Man, that's a lot of money difference. Okay, even if you go to Puerto Rico, you're still going to have to pay FICA taxes, and there are all kinds of other fees and things that you're going to have to pay in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is not all dreams, I can tell you. It's there's all kinds of fees. I did a separate video. You got mandatory charitable contributions. You do have a corporate tax there. You've got other their local tax. Paying yourself a salary is in the 30th percentile. I'm telling you, your best way is to qualify for foreign overseas exclusion, and the very best on top is if you're a U.S. citizen or U.S. resident, relinquish or give up your green card, or relinquish your U.S. citizenship. That's the best way to go. If you really want to get everything down as low as possible, that by far beats everything. But you're going to have to want to make that move overseas, because that's what it's going to take to do it. But you're looking at a lot of savings, if you do that. Exempt Social Security, exempt the federal tax up to the first $224,000, and then you got no state tax because you're living in. If it's St. Kitts, you're living in St. Kitts, so you don't have a state tax either. So you're going to you're going to save a lot more if you make that extra jump, and it's not that much an extra move going from Florida to probably where you are right now than going to St. Kitts. It just doesn't make sense why people do that. But you got to make the move. That's the big key. Now, one thing too I want to tell you too is Florida, the weather is a lot hotter in the summertime, and you've got you're looking at the 90 degree temperature with real high humidity. You don't have that in St. Kitts. It doesn't get that hot, and that's the nice thing about it is I used to have a cousin that was in Florida. Man, he said that was a big thing he missed about the four seasons was in the summertime. It is just dreadfully hot in Florida, and that's what a lot of people have a hard time dealing with. They end up moving back to a place that's cooler climate in the summertime because they just cannot take that heat. It's just that bad. One other thing too, remember that Florida, since it doesn't have a state income tax, it does have a high property tax. St. Kitts is about 5 to around 6 times lower in property taxes than Florida is. That's a big difference. It depends on the area of Florida that you live in. It could be 7 or 8 times, but if you've got a lot of properties, man, property taxes can really eat up your money a lot. Okay, because remember that's on the whole investment, and even if you've got a mortgage on that property, you got to pay the property tax based on the whole property. So you can really get hit on properties that you don't totally own because you still have a mortgage on them, but you still have to pay that property tax just the same as if someone as if you didn't own it. You know, if you don't own it or you do own it, doesn't make any difference. That property tax is still the same, and that's the big thing. Another thing is pollution. Now, there are some places that are in Florida that are real nice. The weather is good, and they've got you've got real good as far as places to, you know, as far as the pollution level and stuff is pretty low. It's not really high, and that is one thing that is nice. Depending on which part of Florida you go to. Of course, St. Kitts is it's an island, so you're not going to get any air pollution at all. It just depends on which part of Florida you live in. Now, if you live in Jacksonville, in the northern part, they've got more seasonal type weather. So, you know, it just depends on what you pick too. But like again, the taxes, you're gonna pay a lot less in total taxes in St. Kitts than you will in the state of Florida if you qualify for the foreign overseas exclusion. So these are some things I would be really be looking at. If you want to know more on this, again, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. We are offering, if you want to call us, we're giving like a 10-minute free consultation. You can call us at 1-869-669-6923. That's our WhatsApp number. We've got that open. We've got it manned 24 hours, 7 days a week. If we're tied up and you can't get through, just leave a message and we'll get back with you. And I'll look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.